YouTube, why do you keep doing this to us? It was fine a couple of minutes ago. What happened? That all the chats, Julian had a gallery, unfathomable. He had all those words of wisdom. It's just so annoying. Dave Fahrenheit 451, he was number one in the chat. He was Basher of the day today. So that I knew, and I sent him the song because I posted it last night. So I looked at it, and I've been through the mill with these guys, trying to figure out exactly what's going on and why they're deleting our chats before we start our show. It's just really frustrating, and all I can do is say I'm sorry. It's nothing I can really do other than drill the point to YouTube and ask them why they keep removing all of my viewers' comments. You bashers leave so much great stuff, and I play off that's the show. I play off of what you guys talk about. You know me, I just kind of freewheel it unless I'm talking about a watch or a specific cat. We have so many superstars on the show. I'm really, really sorry about that. It's such a drag. Drew B's here. Big day for me. I can finally, and I've got pictures. He went into we all know Drew B was down in Vegas for Andrew's big lesson with Todd Zuckerman. Amazing stuff. I hope that went really well. I want to hear all about it because he's my favorite drummer currently in the world. I don't think he plays for Styx, and this guy is Steve Gadd level, Steve Smith level. He's an incredible drummer. If you guys know who those people are, they're some of the greatest drummers in the world. He is such a tasty, beautiful player, and from what I was told now, he's a terrific guy, which is just fantastic, which is what you would hope for when you meet your idols. They say never meet your idols, but I disagree with that because I've met most of my idols, and they've always been very kind to me, so I'm grateful for that. So yeah, he went to the Bellagio, and he ducked into the Omega store, and he spied upon the first Omega in space, which of course I did the video. And he really, really liked it. Now, speaking of Dave Fahrenheit 451, because he bought one. So he's the only basher I know of so far who bought the first Omega in space. I will get one eventually, once things settle down here, and my dealings with DL are over and all that stuff. But because that's really the only watch I want. It used to be the 60th anniversary Speedmaster. It isn't anymore, but it is Speedy Tuesday. So what's on your wrist? I'm wearing my Speedmaster Automatic, otherwise known as my Speedy Reduced, which I love. It's a great size, 38.7 millimeters. It's a little small, but I love it. And it's, it was my first really good watch, and I really, really dig it. Let's see who's in the room and just try to pretend that didn't happen. Julian, if you're watching the show live and you want to just post some more of your beautiful adages, because I love reading them every day. Your little your pearls of wisdom, they're fantastic. So yeah, there we go. And once again, I'll start. I have a case open with them, and the robots just don't seem to care. But what are you talking about? We don't do. Yes, you do. If anybody has a screenshot of any of those, I know you guys are pretty great about that, and I apologize. It's funny. I was just about to start the show, and I went and I clicked on the thing, and I saw all of them missing, and I went, "Oh my God, there were so many of them." And I appreciate each and every single one of them. They're important to me, as you know. This show is live, and I basically riff off of what you guys do. We talk about the cats and the watches and music and all that kind of stuff. But without that stuff on the thing, I have to make stuff up, and I'm not that good. I can try, but not really. So Drew B says number 20 up. Well, you're technically number one. YouTube chat game, says Andrew Wolkowicz. Indeed. Andrew gave us a super chat. So as always, we start off with the super chat gong, because I did see it. It was there. Because him and Dave were having a little thing yesterday because their upvotes were missing. So here we go. The incomparable Andrew. See, this is my show now. Everything erased again. So sad to see slavery has come full circle. How much did the rapper get for the skinny? Oh, that rapper. Oh, yeah. Well, we could talk about that in a big way. We touched upon it. Any of you guys that watch Fashion Police, we didn't touch upon. Well, we did touch upon it. I think we talked about it more after the show. The beautiful Michele de Chatillon and my buddy Ush. Well, Kanye West is not somebody who I really understand. It's funny. A friend of mine who mixed my solo record, the Life Is Now record, which many of you guys have. This one right here. A lot of you guys have that. It's blue, a lot of blue on it, so it's going to disappear in my green screen, my blue screen. Genius guy, funny guy, amazing guy. Taught me all the Yiddish I know. I think he did some work in some way, shape, or form with Kanye West, and way back in the day. And I never understood. Listen, there's a thing when you don't understand a music genre. Like I'm a rock singer who studied with bel canto from an opera coach, and got to take some really cool classes, and classical and all those kinds of things. That's kind of where my head's at. I'm not a big jazz guy, other than the great singers like Scooby-Doo la 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 jazz, Scooby-Doo wah. That stuff doesn't interest me, like Miles Davis and that stuff. That's too abstract jazz for me. It doesn't strike the right chord for me. But that doesn't mean that I'm I have the right to there's great jazz out there. I just don't know it very well. Hip hop is one of those kind of things for me. It's not a medium I enjoy. It's not a medium I understand. I don't think it's for me anyway. So commenting on it would be pointless. But I think that the Grammy Awards has devolved into the kind of show where it's just the same old people over and over again. Had Adele put out a new record, she would have been all over the nominations. Seems to be, every couple of cycles, they pick up a new artist. Like for years, it was John Legend everywhere. And back in the day, it was Melissa Etheridge everywhere and Bonnie Raitt everywhere. And then for the next couple of years, they're always in the running. And then Kanye West comes along, and then Taylor Swift comes along, and that whole kerfuffle happened. And, listen, you have to understand a thing about Kanye West is that he's a guy that is different from other people. He falls somewhere on the spectrum, and that you have to understand that he doesn't operate like normal people do. And I hate to use the word normal. That's probably offensive to have said that. But what we perceive as normality. But what he did the other night with his wife, I assume she's his wife, it felt like some kind of strange slave trade. Whereas he ushered this woman in, she had a fur coat on, which I don't like anyway. And she proceeded to strip down to this completely sheer outfit that was, left nothing to the imagination. Is it in bad taste? Sure. Is it illegal? Questionable. What is that guy's ambition? To just push people's buttons? He's posing in front of giant signs that are trying to promote charity for the LA fires. And so she's doing this publicity stunt in front of a poster that says, please support the LA fires and the organizations and all the different things. It's not just people and their property. It's families, children, animals, wildlife, ecology. All these things were destroyed. And he has no reverence for any of that stuff. I don't like him as a person. I think he's got major problems. This woman looks like she's kind of Svengali'd by him, or maybe she's an accomplice. Maybe she's certainly aware of what she's doing. Does she have Stockholm syndrome? I'm not quite sure what it is that's going on there, but I don't like it. And they give the awards away like Beyonce. I'm not a fan. Can she sing? Sure. Is she beautiful? Absolutely. Is she country? No way. They just did a Cher Moonstruck Mask thing. Cher deserved her Oscar for Mask, not for Moonstruck. Moonstruck is a funny little movie, but it's a cute little thing. It's not, other than Olympia Dukakis, who was magnificent in that. I mean, it was just they give these lifetime achievement awards away, and she knows it. Everybody knows it. And people are saying, well, he paid it off. He's a billionaire. I don't think that's what happened. I think this committee of morons that runs all these, and it's all of them. It's the Oscars and the People's Choice Awards and the Hollywood Foreign Press, if that's still a thing, and the Grammy. The guy that runs the Grammys right now is a guy named Harvey Mason Jr., and I've actually written to him to say, listen, the Grammy Awards has always been an award given out for excellence in a particular field. Now, excellence to me in the musical field is singing, songwriting, playing, instrumental, orchestration. That's what excellence in music is. Excellence in most of the awards are given out now for excellence for, best pop vocal. How can you give out a best pop vocal when that vocal has been completely and utterly changed by technology? And I don't mean auto-tune. That's become a kind of a generalization for pitch correction. There's a tool out there. It's called Melodyne, and it's a thing that's so seamless that most people can't hear it. But I've worked with it, so I know what it sounds like. I can tell when things are weird. You get used to these sounds. I don't have a problem with people using, if you recorded a great take and it was just so spectacular, but one little thing was out just a little bit. Technology to the rescue to fix that. But when you take somebody who's not a very good singer and is just going to lip sync live anyway, with these nonstop, overly choreographed, extravagant, everybody's got smoke and fire and bombs like it's a Kiss show in 1977. It's taken all of the excitement away from performing because everyone has that. There is nothing interesting about anybody's performance. And people saying she's daring or she's there's nothing brave or daring about Beyonce. She has 16 people write all her songs. Is she an artist? I don't think so. I think, but Frank Sinatra didn't write his own songs. Ella Fitzgerald didn't write her own songs. Peggy Lee and people like that. Very few people did. It wasn't until Bob Dylan that the singer-songwriter kind of came into the foreground and people started rolling with that. Listen, I'm a cranky old rock and roll singer. So, at the end of the day, I want people to sing and play and write their own songs. I don't care if they get Desmond Child or Diane Warren or whomever the songsmith is to come in and help them out or whatever. There should always be a great place for songwriters to place their songs. There's this very famous place in New York City called the Brill Building. I don't know what it contains now, but I will tell you back in the day, all the great songs, Tin Pan Alley, all these great songs came from those places. You would go, you say you were, Frank Sinatra and you're ready to cut your new record. Having said that, Frank Sinatra wrote one song and it's my favorite song by him. And it's called I'm a Fool to Want You. And he wrote it for Ava Gardner. I think when people write their own songs, they put a little bit more pizzazz, a little bit more passion into it. And I think that that's what makes it more legitimate. But that's okay because some people are so great. Barbra Streisand doesn't write her own songs. Look at that career. It doesn't really matter. But when you see these people out on stage winning awards for best pop vocal, best instrumental, when it's just been so completely and utterly altered by technology, I don't see where the excellence is. Those are technical awards, and those awards should go to engineers and producers. And I have a problem with producers now because producers, I dropped a beat. I'm a producer. I came up with this riff on my iPhone. I mean, producers back in the day used to be the guy that oversaw the whole album project. You come in, the songs come in, the musicians come in, the engineers come in, and the producer, if he wasn't one of the guys that also worked the console and engineered, he would oversee everything, the sound, the balance, the songs. That song's too long. Let's cut out that second verse, those kind of things. Producers nowadays chop stuff up on Pro Tools and Logic. It's not Quincy Jones. There's none of these, and you haven't even heard of most of these people because they're a dime a dozen. Great producers back in the day, there were like 5 to 10 of them. And, there was the Phil Spectors and, the Quincy Joneses of the world. And then there was something called an arranger. I don't even know if that exists anymore. You'd have a great song. Somebody wrote it. Some guy in the Brill Building wrote it and he sang it and played it with a guitar and a vocal and, or a piano and a vocal. And then the arranger would be like, oh, it needs a low horn, French horns and violins and cellos. And he would arrange that for the artist. That was another career that's probably gone out the window because everybody just uses loops and stuff now. Music has been dumbed down. A lot of the arts have been dumbed down, but there is something so great about somebody who creates something from nothing and be that. Now I'm more impressed when somebody picks up a guitar or a vocal or just a piano and just gets to the microphone and sings us something really beautiful that they wrote, and it doesn't have a lot of extra adornment on it. Because to me, it's more real and I feel it on a more visceral level. How do you guys feel about that? I don't know. How did I get on that? Hey, Glenn Parker's in the room. Hey, Glenn. Hey, Glenn. Only 2 chats. YouTube's been at it again. Dean says, here we go again on my own. Also, rock. Nobody gives a shit about rock. when it comes to these award shows. John Sykes, what did he sell? 28 million copies of that 1987 Whitesnake record, the Slide It In record, all those records he did. Incredibly important guy. The guy from Great White, Jack Russell, he died, not included in the in memoriam. These people mean something to other people. What is the problem? It makes no sense. Dean says, hey, Glenn. Hey, Glenn. Calloy's in the room. Upvoted. Let's go, Dirk. Great to see you, Calloy, in the room. Joe LaFaro, handsome Joe. He's in the room. I'm having a Drew B coffee and a Joe LaFaro glass, as it should be. The greatest, because you guys rock. Drew says, never mind, I'm number one. You are number one. Big day for me. I can finally we're so glad, because that's true. Thumbs up. And Sharon is here. Hey, darling, great to see you. Great to see you in the room, as always. The beautiful Sharon from the 51st state, Canada. Get to 10K sharpish. Yes, if I had 10,000 subscribers, somebody human would answer the phone. That's what I've been told by the friends of mine that do have 10,000 subscribers, that when you call YouTube with a problem, they actually answer the phone and you can work on it. Well, listen, I don't know what else I can do. I changed the banner today on my YouTube page to make it more representational of, I think, what this channel is about, which is, cats and superheroes. And watches. There's watches in the lower half. I haven't looked at it on a TV. It's much bigger on a TV and it's very small on the computer. But we'll see. David Simons here. Whoop whoop. Let's bash. Great to see you, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hell, I sent a super chat. Looks like YouTube nuked it. I do get. Listen. Here's the upside, and I thank you for all of this. Thank you, buddy. Hell, if you sent me a super chat, I will be able to see it later when I go on YouTube Studio. They do give them to me and they will list, but all the chats, whatever you wrote will disappear. I don't know why they do it. So I'll give you that big bang boom because you deserve it. Thank you, buddy. And it's funny because I can actually say thank you, buddy, and it's correct. Thank you, buddy. Buddy-o. Funk YouTube. From now on, why don't we wait till the show starts, then add our comments? I know that would, well, I know. I wish it wasn't that way, dearest Ray. I wish it wasn't. Franco Fiore, number 17. You're now, maybe. But thanks. And upvote, as he always says, it's right down here. I can do this now because now I position the microphone where it is. Hit an upvote if you can for the show. It's a great thing. It's Speedy Tuesday, the first day of the week for us. I did Watch Fashion Police yesterday. So once Watch Fashion Police is in full gear, I'm on 6 days a week. As you know, Saturday's my day off. Somebody asked what I do on my day off. I said everything else. Because the show requires a little bit of prep, even though I don't always. Sunday Mass, I prep a lot because I write my little stuff out. Sometimes on Speedy Tuesday, I'll have a particular Speedy watch that I want to talk about. I do want to talk about what Dave Fahrenheit 451 said. And this was interesting because I tried that watch on when Omega gave me special access, which was fantastic. He said he loves everything about it. One of the problems he's having is when here, and I'll show you. Let me take that off the screen. Thank you, Franco. Grazie mille. When he opens up the bracelet and he goes to put it over his hand, he has a hard time doing it. Now I have what I would consider to be medium mitts. I have a 7 and a quarter inch wrist, which is not the smallest and not the biggest. Maybe a little bit better than average, but I have like regular guy hands. Enough for piano and not too stubby, but he must have big hands. I asked him what the deal was with that because I tried it on no problem. However, I tried it on with full links. So, because it was I was in the boutique. So at that point in the game, it was extremely easy because it was way too big for me. Sized is giving him a problem. He might need a size up. If you're here in the room right now, dearest Dave, you might want to use the mini micro adjuster. I don't know, a couple of things. You might want to go back to the boutique and just show them your problem and they could work that out for you because it's a stunning piece. My personal favorite watch for the foreseeable future. Listen, I'm never going to get one of those CK2915s or a variable of that. It's probably never going to happen. because it's a lot of money unless I win the lottery. And plus, I think it's crass and ridiculous. Money should go elsewhere. I'd much rather give money to cats than I would to making myself feel good about a watch. But by getting something at retail for a great price that probably won't appreciate, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I do love vintage watches, as we all mostly do. But at the end of the day, I think it's the most perfect Speedmaster I've ever seen. And I used to love the broad arrow hands, and now I'm not so impressed by them anymore. Now I think that they're too big. Once you see those beautiful alpha hands on the First Omega in space, it's beautiful. And I'm happy. We'll work it out. We'll talk. You need to go back to Dave if you're watching, or you're watching on repeat later on. Go back to the boutique and show them your problem. It might be is there a half link on that bracelet? I didn't really notice whether or not there was, but there's definitely a way to fix that. You might have you might just have the biggest man paws going, and you gotta figure that out. That's why a lot of people wear straps, because they don't like the whole getting caught in the cage thing. I mean, I have straps, and I have bracelets, and I have NATOs and all those kinds of things, but I'm just so used to this, and this, it goes on. I mean, there's a little bit of a tussle there, but and this is sized almost, I would say, a half a link to. I don't like any gaps in my bracelet. I don't like slidey bracelets. I know some people like to wear their watches a little loosey-goosey. I do not. I like my watch to stay, and I like to stay in the middle, but I guess it's just the way my bones are configured that it doesn't do it. Anyway, I could go on forever about that. Kevin Hawthorne is here. Good evening from Lakeland, Florida, paying it forward as he does every single day, helping the kind people out from Lakeland, Florida with his advice on how to get around, his expert knowledge. We commend you, Mr. K. You are a true basher, my friend. Melisi, ta-da! Hello, Dirk and all the bashers. Happy Speedy Tuesday. Did you send us some pictures? You did. I see it now. Just came in. Eminem Madness, Smoking Mindy Madness. It wouldn't be the same without. Andy M. Good evening, kind sir. Wishing you and yours only good things. And what do we say in the chat every single time we hear that? Only good things. Because life's too short. There's so much crap going on in the world. We're losing friends and family members by our divisiveness. We're losing all kinds of special birthdays and bar runs and picnics and vacations all over the world. People are like, I'm on this side and you're on that side and I'm on this side. I just really wish that people wouldn't take all of that as heavily as they do and just look at the big picture. The big picture is us. It's the big picture. It's not them or us. It's just us. And that's it, So that's a shame. And it happens. I hate that it happens, but it sure does. Sure does. Renaissance is here. I always watch live. Love that. Everything has been figured out except how to live. Indeed it has. When the rich wage war, it's the poor who die. If you're lonely when you're alone, you're in bad company. Isn't that the truth? Oh boy. The more sand that has escaped from the hourglass of our life, the clearer we should see through it. Wow, that's pretty amazing. The individual's duty is to do what he wants to do, to think what he likes, to be accountable to no one but himself, to challenge every idea and every person. Absolutely, monsieur. And when I can't see myself, I begin to wonder if I really and truly exist. I pat myself just to make sure, but it doesn't help much. So true. So true. The kind words of the incredibly sage words of Sir Julian, Mr. Renaissance here as he goes by this thing. It's wonderful to see it live in the room. Now I know. The Grammys are a big circle jerk. I mean, who's it for? Who is that for? I didn't watch it. I went on YouTube like any sane human being. I went back and I looked at what was there and I picked and chose. What did I watch? I watched Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, two super talented people who actually can sing. I watched that. Was there anybody else that was good on that? I think that's, wow. I don't know if I watched anything else. I don't think I did. No, I don't think I watched anything else. I just watched the news and heard what people said about it and all that crazy stuff. Look, it's Kojak in the room. Hey, Kojak. All the award ceremonies for the arts suffer from recency bias. Yeah, it's true. And the publishers know this and have a release schedule to play into this type of cognitive bias. Yeah, very aptly put. And it's disgraceful. You know, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I mean, that's a big joke, because there's so much stuff in there that is not even related to rock and roll. Now, rock and roll comes from the blues, which comes from, you know, it's rhythm and blues, which is got roots in jazz and gospel and all kinds of stuff like that. So sure. But then there's some stuff that's just not rock, and people who have gotten in there long before. And I'm not talking about this gigantic list of people who I've always thought should be in there. Listen, Kiss, Rush, and Kate Bush got in there, and that was my short list, and they're all in there now. I can't believe Kate Bush got in there. I can't believe it. And thank you, Stranger Things, because had Stranger Things not happened to her, absolutely would never be in there. You know, but there's a lot of artists, and I love crossover music. I love disco from the 70s, and I love all that funky, you know, rock and roll R&B stuff. The Spinners and the Average White Band and War and Parliament. There was so much amazing stuff back in the day. And all rock, everybody loved everything. I don't know when we all started thinking, disco sucks, maybe. And disco does not suck. Now, when you look back on it, you go, oh my God, listen to the writing, the arranging, the singing, the playing. Some of the greatest artists in the whole wide world, even if they weren't disco, they kind of did a disco, you know, Queen and Kiss and everybody. Barbra Streisand, she did it with Donna Summer. What kind of track was that? That was one of the most amazing songs, #1 for a month or two. What a smart move, getting Barbra Streisand together with Donna Summer, who was the queen of disco. What an amazing singer. So many Frangeli. The list goes on and on and on and on. But nowadays, it's just everybody's on this side or the other. And not just politics, it's music and film and all the stuff. Interesting. I think I mentioned this on the show the other day, and then I saw another video. It was because I was talking to Emmett, and he said, some guy, because he liked Conclave. He liked it, but he thought there was something missing from it. And I was like, okay. And, you know, because I certainly respect his opinion. But there was a guy, I don't even name what his name is, like Boris or something. He's a very Russian kind of accent. He's the problem with this. And I was looking at it, I was like, I don't agree with any of that about the way they should have gone into more detail on what the Pope was up to and all that stuff. And then I was thinking the thing I loved most about that film, why it's my favorite film I've seen in the last several years, is because of the acting and the cinematography, which is getting no accolades whatsoever. There are scenes that look like Bernini, or the scenes that look like name any great Renaissance Vermeer with the lighting. They staged it on purpose. The color saturation is so beautiful. There are the shots of when the priests are all, the cardinals, are all sitting around after the explosion, and they're having that little chit chat. It's framed like Rembrandt. It's so beautifully done. But it was the face acting, and it just reminds me of watching, you know, Norma Shearer or any of the great Valentino, any of the early Gary Cooper movies before there were talkies back in the silent film. Now, of course, that's, you know, a generation and a half before my time, but I enjoy those films a lot because somebody like Gloria Swanson, she said, we used to have faces then in Sunset Boulevard. She goes, words. There's so many great quotes from Sunset Boulevard, which I've declared as my favorite movie a million times, because it is, and it probably always will be, because it's Billy Wilder is one of my favorite directors. It's black and white. It's beautifully saturated black and white, and it basically is an expose on Hollywood at the time, which was 1950, long before all of our times mostly. And she was a great silent film star. If you're not familiar with the movie, she was the greatest silent film star. She worked with Cecil B. DeMille, who was the greatest director of all time. But once the talkies came in, she was done. There's one scene where she goes back to the studio and all these people are crowding around. It's like, it's Norma Desmond, and they're all older actors, and she was a goddess. And there's a scene where a boom microphone swings past her, and she goes like this. And she pushes it out of the way, comes, and she just goes, ugh, because it ruined her life. It's incredible stuff. It's an incredible movie. But And then I saw a video of another guy posted, and I'm not going to get into, hey, what about this? Because what's the point? And the guy pointed out all the things that I saw. He said the reason why this film is so good is because you can feel it from the acting, by the emotion, by the faces, and the dialogue is almost secondary to the emotion and the feelings that the actors are portraying to the screen, which I thought, but which is what I felt, and I've seen it 3 times because there's so much I want to know. It's not like, because they're not using metaphor, or they're not using succinct dialogue to expose exactly what's happening with the story. You have to actually use your brain and go, oh crap, things are happening. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents on that. How did I get into that? Because of you, because you, Kojak. You gonna send us a picture of that? He says right here, by the way, I'm wearing the Speedmaster Silver Snoopy Award 50th anniversary on the holiest of horology days of the week. Indeed. Did you send us one? You know how to do that, right? You do, right? It's basherdirk@gmail.com. That is basherdirk@gmail.com. And when I do the Gallery of Bashtards, which is usually around 20 of, depending on how many pictures I have, or a quarter to the hour, and I share all the pictures. So it's Speedy Tuesday. So if you can send a picture of that, we'd love to see your Silver Snoopy Award, because boy, isn't that a Grail watch. Isn't it ever? It's one of the Grail watches of all time. Incredible. Kevin Landon, here live, despite YouTube trying to deny my existence for Speedy Tuesday. I'm wearing my Citizen Echo Drive ProMaster diver with a green dial and bezel. You got a picture of that? Did you send it? We want to see it. Listen, it doesn't have to be a Speedmaster on Speedy Tuesday. It's just, it's the official day, and that's all great. Melly C says that award was bought and paid for. This is a case of didn't earn it. Yeah. Well, I mean, so I went on Apple Music, which is the only service that I use because it's part of my package of iCloud crap that I, subscribe to. So I went through Cowboy Carter and I listened to it, and I heard one song, Texas Hold'em, that had a remote country flavor to it, which I think was the single, and the rest of it was hip hop and pop. There is no, where's the country? And I used to have a big argument about country music too, and I'm learning to shut up. Shut up, Dirk. I used to say that country music has evolved or devolved into pop music with fiddles and banjos. And that's a problem, because there are great country artists out there who have fiddles and banjos and can play them. Alison Krauss and there's so many incredible. Chris Stapleton, what a monster artist that guy is. I mean, there's a feeling for country music. And just because you dabble in country music and you maybe throw a couple of fiddles and banjos on your thing, I don't think you should be awarded for your first tryout. They gave her that award, or she bought and paid for it, because she's never won the album of the year. So they decided to give her best country album, that was the biggest sin, because it's not a country album. But the album of the year award, was that really better than the other entries? I looked at the other ones, and I don't know. Chapel Roan tries too hard for me. Listen, I was a Kiss fan, and I've seen and done all the people who wear too much makeup and costumery. It's tired to me, and then she gets up, and you know what, honey pie, you should let your career coast for a little while before you start getting all political. I don't applaud that. I think you need to know when it's going to be heard. And I think you should bide your time and shut up, because I think it's just bad for your career. You got to play it smart. Madonna didn't come out of the gate when she was doing Borderline and start screaming about stuff. She waited until she was the queen of pop before she did it. You got to know, what do I say all the time? You have to know where you fall on the food chain. Like, I think she sings well and her music is good, and I don't mind it. But I just think it's a bit like, we've seen that before. Cyndi Lauper and Madonna and Kiss, and we've seen all that overdone, overblown theatrical thing. It's just tired now. She's not doing anything. Oh, and she's all for, LGBTQ and like a million other great female artists before you. She's not doing anything revolutionary, but she kind of thinks she is, and that's the problem. Beyonce, I don't know what she stands for. She stands for nothing to me. She's okay. I think she's mediocre at best. Beautiful, sure, but I don't get her at all. I think that's just crap that they did that. Andy M says that Kanye West is a master of publicity. The shock factor is key. If no one paid him any attention, he'd fade away and cease to be a talking point. But unfortunately, what is the problem with that? Why can't everybody just ignore that guy? And why was Will Smith invited to why was he allowed to participate? It seems like nobody gets punished for their actions anymore. I'm not saying he should be ostracized forever. I like Will Smith. We all liked Will Smith, but what he did was really crap. And I don't know the ins and outs of what's going on in his personal life. You know, she's an unlikable person. Nobody seems to like Jada Pinkett Smith. She's whatever. But for him to behave so out of character like that and take down Chris Rock live at the Oscars, he should have been escorted out immediately. I'm not saying he should have been charged with assault because he just bitch slapped him, but still, it's an assault. Chris Rock could have pressed charges against him and then it would happen, but he didn't do it. But here he is, he's trying to come back, and I think his daughter Willow is extremely talented. She put out a record this year that I couldn't believe how good it was. And I talked about it on the show. I said, wow, she has an album out. That one single, I don't even remember the name of it anymore, but it was amazing. I really liked it. So, but I don't know why he's back there. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Crazy town. I did. Dirk, go back. I put my check back. I got it. And, I take, me, I just ramble on. The time is now. Been listening to tons of Led Zeppelin lately. You know what? Because I never really, listen, I know Led Zeppelin very well, but I don't know why I've been just on the thing. I read a bunch of books by them, a bunch of cool stuff. Yeah. Hold on. Let me see. Let me catch up because now I got to get this done. Did you put more up there? We'll see. You didn't. I got it. I got it all, I think. I did. Great. Drew B. I did. Listen to Chris Stapleton's album and then Beyonce. One is a country album. The other is not. Stolen Valor. Yeah, I did. I love Chris Stapleton. He's incredible. I think he's one of the most amazing American artists out there. Absolutely incredible songwriter, incredible singer, passionate and beautiful. I love everything that guy does. Fantastic. And that's a country singer. That's not fair. Like with all these rules now we have in movies and music that we have to have this and we have to have that. She stole that award from the country community. She stole it. If she was a more likable person, people would care less. But people care. And Lady Gaga got up to her feet because they're all big fans. I don't know why everybody's such a big fan of that girl. I don't think her music is great. Why does everybody think she's so great? It's okay. And I'm not too old because she's not that far behind me to enjoy it. I'm too old to like Billie Eilish, but I do. I'm too old to like Lana Del Rey, but I do. I think Olivia Rodrigo is a beautiful girl. I think her music is redundant. We've heard it all before. She nicks from a lot of other great artists, but she's wonderful. She can sing. There's a lot of really good artists out there. Chapel Roan, who can sing and stuff, but I just think her act is tired. That's all. That's all I think. Andy M says at Kojak. Back in the day, Kojak on TV had the first digital watch I've ever seen, a Hamilton, which had a red LED. They all had red LED. Remember those? Which was button activated. That was the big thing. I guess they probably were Hamiltons back then, but everybody was making that LED that just was gold, usually with a black face, and you'd hit the button and it would light up an LED. So space age and so cool. We've come full circle, my friends. Fergal's in the room. Hey, Dirk and Bashers. Hey, looking good with the Christopher Ward right there. Hey, Fergs. Great to see you. Sharon. Life doesn't come with a manual. It comes with a mom and dad. That's true too. Somebody said something beautiful today that I thought was amazing. It was a child needs a mom and dad, but a child deserves a mom and dad, but a mom and dad don't always deserve a child. Very interesting, right? Glenn Parker says that rock always gets a rough ride from the mainstream media. Even when it was popular, when rock was king, when all those hair metal bands had #1 singles, every rose has its thorn, and hum sweet hum. I don't like any of that stuff. I like a good rock ballad like the Scorpions did, Will they ever get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? What have they sold? 120 million albums and are a German native speaking band that conquered the world and have been touring for 50 years. Will they ever get anywhere? They've never been nominated, and people consider them to be metal. They can be, but they do beautiful ballads. Their hits were all ballads. Most of them. Well, did No One Like You and Rock You Like a Hurricane? Okay, so they had 2 rock ones, but Still Loving You and Down to Gorky Park, The Wind of Change. I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. Andy MD. He also wore an Omega Time Computer 1 watch. Look at this nerdy guy. He's so smart. Not only can he make a drink, but holy macaroni, does he know his stuff. Kojak the Snoopy, one of your better watches. What about your used collection of tag? Do you have? No, do good. Do you have a lot of Monicos? Do you have a big collection of Monicos? Do you not like the Monicos? I don't know. I think you do. Do you? You need a diver extension. Open it to put on and close it all up to where. Well, we'll find out. We'll talk to him and we'll get him back to the. The dealer, back to the AD to see if we can get him sorted out. I'm sure it's an easy fix. But like I said, when I tried on that watch, I tried it on with full links. So go way back up, Dirk. I did, baby. Didn't I read them all? I did, right? I got them all, I think. I went looking for them, my friend. I went looking for them. Yep, I got them. Just want to make sure. Gotcha. I got your back, my buddy. I got your back. All that stuff's super important to me, and you know it. NDM says, he was very cool, never on trend, a trendsetter, a trailblazer, and ultra cool. Who loves you, baby? Vasilios P, hey, you got a new logo. Did you get an AP, my friend? Happy Speedy Tuesday to all from our friend from Greece. Great to see you, buddy. Got the AP? What's going on there? Dean says, Kojak, what about the Reds Gold Root Beer? Very nice watch. He did not trade in the U-boat. Sharon didn't watch it. Why would you watch that, And Fergal says, put the micro adjust fully out and put the watch on your wrist. Then that's what I think needs to get done. I think it's just a matter of a little bit of manipulation, or maybe add one of the links back in and then do that. I mean, there's a way to do that. There's a way to do it. There's a way to do it. Hey, Dirk, I sent photos yesterday and more today. Yeah, I got them all. I did. Let me make sure yours are from yesterday. And they are. I got them. All set, my friend, for the Gallery of Bashtards coming up in a minute. Joe LaFaro, even Sinatra tried a couple. Did he? God, I must have missed that. I have to admit that for me, the Sinatra thing is like 40s, 50s, early 60s. Once he starts doing My Way, and I don't like his version of I know, New York, New York. Everybody loves it. But it was written for Liza. It was written by Kander and Ebb for her, for the movie that she starred in with Robert De Niro called New York, New York. Listen, some people he went on. We were graced to have him around for the longest time. Lucky us, right? Everybody's better when they're younger, right? Some of us, not Judy Collins and people like that. Look at that performance by what's her name? Oh my God. Joni Mitchell. She's got a tenth of what she had left, but you can still feel her heart in there. She had such a high soprano voice, and now it's just long gone. Sometimes I don't want to see that. My friend Mary, who's the biggest Joni Mitchell fan, just wishes that she wouldn't, because it's hard to watch that. It's like a couple of years ago, Liza Minnelli was on the Oscars. She was in a wheelchair, and it wasn't a good look, and it wasn't because she was impaired or anything like that. It's just that she was on medication. She was acting a bit weird, and it's hard to watch your heroes fall. But for me, like the Frank stuff, the radio stuff, the early stuff, up until the 60s when he started doing live TV, would go on the Judy Garland show, and those two would just bang it out of the park. That kind of talent. Think about that. So you'd do a show once a week. You'd have all these guest singers on. They'd all come in. You'd learn the duets. You'd have an arranger. Where's that? The variety show. Where's the variety? I just realized that Il Buono, Il Brutto, Il Cattivo have a similar thing going on. There's only a little bit of dialogue, but a lot of faces and eyes. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the good, the ugly, and the good, the bad, and the ugly. Right. It's true. You watch Ray Fiennes in that movie, and all of them. Isabella Rossellini in that film. Everybody in that movie. It's there's dialogue for sure, but it's beautiful. You know. You use Apple Music, Dirk. I may have to unsubscribe. Is there a better one? What's? I mean, streaming is garbage anyway, Dean. You know, it's all compressed MP3. I know they say title is uncompressed. It's still compressed. I don't care what they're saying about it. I use it because it's free and it comes with my, my Apple Care or whatever's on my phone. And I just use it to reference stuff. I don't listen to music on that ever. It's something I rarely, if ever, use. But I don't like streaming. I like, if I'm going to sit and listen to music, I'm going to pop a CD in because I don't have my turntable hooked up, but because I don't really have the room for it. I really don't. Now, I want to hear the audio as it was intended. I don't want to hear squish squash music. It's just everybody, these kids don't know. You know, Dean, these kids don't know. How did the famous Dana's birthday night go? Well, I don't know because she was in Los Angeles. But we're getting together this week because she's not in Los Angeles. So we're getting together this week while she's here. So we'll have a birthday drink and catch up and all of that stuff. Hey, Le Carré's in the room. Macklemore, the greatest rapper of all time, started preaching and people stopped listening to him. Yeah. I mean, when you come out of the gate, you put your political and your whatever belief, whatever soapbox. Don't you wait until you're an established artist before you go on the cuckoo train? Because people are sick of it, I saw something funny, and that was on Facebook, which I'm never on, except I now have a friend that said, I've been trying to get a hold of you. I'm like, oh, I'm never on Facebook. So I've been going on there because that's their method of communication. I don't know why. And I saw an article, and somebody, it was Rick Beato, or was talking about the Grammys, and he goes, yeah, everybody's got it's a jerk off night for the lefties. And I was like, well, yes, it is, because 99.9% of artists are generally fall in that category. If it was the other way around, who'd be on the show? Kid Rock. And I'm not making a political statement, but for the most part, and it's too much. I agree, it's too much. It's just shut up and sing. After a while, it gets really, really super boring. Everybody with their big trap. You know who did it the best? It was Marlon Brando. He sent that Native American woman on the stage to refuse his Oscar for The Godfather. He didn't even show. Marlon Brando was very cool. Andy M says, it is said that spoken word accounts for only 10% of communication. 90% is physical body language. As a security professional with 38 years experience, I would agree with this assessment. Well, I'll tell you something. That's why cops, when people say, I did not kill my wife, they're not listening to what you're saying. They're looking at you. They're analyzing your body language and all that kind of stuff, which is amazing. And I believe it's true. Will Smith was there in case he punched someone again. Ratings are everything. I was surprised to see him. Now, listen, I don't know what kind of conversations happened between him and Will Smith, between him and Chris Rock. That's between the two of them. But I think, and he did go and apologize. I should never have done that, but he's still with her. And, I mean, can I just show you something? This is for you, Will Smith. And that's all I'm going to say. Let me find. This is for you, Will. And you all know what I mean. Have some self-respect, buddy. That's absolutely true. Ray says, I do like Beyonce's song, I'm a Bus Driver. I don't know it. Smith was wearing a Universal Geneva. Yeah, you sent me that, right? How cool is that? I didn't, you know what? We researched all the watches and didn't even come up. So people weren't paying attention to him, which is maybe what he deserves. But he did win an Academy Award for that film he made about the Williams sisters' father, Richard Williams. Wow. So, fortunately, there's something great coming up in music. Eurovision 3. Yeah, that's my only copyright strike that I've ever had. Thank you, Eurovision. Because Sheen and I tried to watch Eurovision and we watched a little bit of it and our channel got shut down. Done. It's crazy. Kmart and Bronson. There's too many mediocre pop stars today with zero talent. Well, that is the problem because anybody can be one now. Because if you have a MacBook Pro and some software and a microphone, you can go, I left my heart in San Francisco, and clean it up and, have a hot beat, put on a crazy costume, just like back in the day, how many people were out there? They were popular that really couldn't sing or play. Not so many. I don't know, Vancouver, VMHAU 18C3 at Ray. That was a couple of Fridays ago. That is not posted. Oops, using my kids' hockey team video channel. I was like, who are you? Very, very curious. I was like, there's a new kid in town. Drew B, I usually modify the Scorpions track to there's no one like Drew. I can't wait for the nights with Drew. I imagine the things we do by Drew. It's one of the greatest songs ever. I'm a very big Scorpions fan. Humanity Hour 1, the most overlooked album ever. No one's ever paid attention. They don't even play anything from it, and it's amazing. So, man, they put it out like I know it's probably a long time now. It's probably 2010, but man, what a great record that was. Dean says, my God, Kojak can't close his front door. The Monacos are pouring out the doors. You have that many? Vasilius, not yet, but matches my son's initials, so I'm considering it for the future. It's a grail. It's you changed it to Seiko. Looks great. Listen, AP, it's one of the big ones. I talked about it. What did I talk about? COSC certification and METAS a couple of weeks ago, and nobody knows what AP puts their watches through. Obviously, it's high horology. We all know that. It's not Smith or Lange or any of that stuff, but it's up there, and they're cool. They're cool watches. People love them, and we love that too. But we don't know how. We know what Rolex does. We know what Omega's got. 3 different processes that they go through to certify watches. It's very interesting. Anastasios P. Okay. What does that mean exactly? Did I miss something? I might have. You guys are talking amongst yourselves, which is great. David Bowie wrote the song My Way and gave it to Frank Sinatra. No, it was written by wasn't Bowie. It was what's his face? Well, I can't do that's what happens when you get in your 50s. You can't remember people's names anymore. God, what's his name? My Way. He was a huge star. It was written by Paul Anka. Yeah, Paul Anka. But listen, David Bowie wrote a lot of songs for a lot of people, but not that one. But yeah. Raver says Kojak lives in a big square house with lots of square watches and a big cocktail bar, and I'm sober. Sorry. You guys know so much stuff. Dean says QO Buzz is the best streaming service, uncompressed music. Oh, you're in the know because I never even heard of that one. But cool. Hiteshi, I guess Kanye had a falling out with Donald. No job at the White House. Oh, that's terrible. I'm so sorry to hear that. Drew B says at Andy, I think that body language, or the worst Queen song ever written. Body language, body language. Give me your body. Oh, it's the worst song ever. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah, they had a song called Body Language too, or something like that. That's the era that I didn't pay much attention to with Kiss. It's terrible. But Hot Space, it is Queen's darkest hour. It's terrible. Listen, John Deacon, who's a bass player, wrote another one, Bites the Dust. And Dragon Attack was written by Brian. And, you know, Freddie's hanging around whooping it up at the Mine Shaft and Heaven and all those, you know, underground gay bars. And he's probably like, I should write some fabulous dance shit. And he wasn't good at it because it's really bad. Really bad. Yeah. Stewie says that politics should be kept out of sport. It should totally. You know, listen, I don't have a problem with like a lot of people give Bono a lot of stick because he's smug and he's this and that or the other. But man, his track record, and he doesn't promote it. You know, he's out there promoting the charitable work. But if you look under the hood at what that guy's done, and he might be irrelevant now. You two might be. That their sell by date. It was a long, good run. Nobody cares about that kind of music anymore. But his track record is really good. So people who put their money where their mouth is, I don't have a problem with it. If you put your money where your mouth is, I'm good with it. But for the most part, please don't get up on the stage. And you know what? Isn't it supposed to be escapism where we're just getting, you know, bathed in the music and culture that we enjoy, and then we have to get stuck with that crap? It's like life isn't hard enough that we have to deal with that. There you go. Andy M says Will Smith is the reason for the single chair in hotel rooms. The Smith chair. Oh boy, oh boy. Hey, Jim Lassik's in the room. 4.99 super chat. Hey, Dirk and friends, late to the party, but nice to catch some of the live show. Great to see you there. Look at him on his hog, looking great. You're the best. We miss you on the live chats, my friend. We miss you. Let's give you something that's really nice. Do I have anything fun? Let's go Gong Woman 2 because it's supernatural. I love that. I love that one. Kojak says, I have 3 Monacos for now. Is that your favorite watch, Kojak? See, I don't watch enough of Timmy's show. I watch when you're on. Yeah, Paul Anka, right. Andy M says, Drew B, every conflict specialist who ever trained me, believe it. Hands and feet are dangerous words, not so much. It's true. Yeah. Oh, it's Hitesh. Hey, buddy. Hey, you know what? I gave a bar of soap to Paul. I said, you check this soap out. And he absolutely loved the cucumber mint one. So thanks very much. That was very great. Thanks so much for that. Stewie says, Hot Space. It's awful. Oof. You know, they slapped Under Pressure on that, even though it came out a year before, because they had to, because the album's got Back Chat and Cool Cat. There is a good song on that album. It closes. It's called La Palabras de Amor, the Words of Love. And it's a Brian song. It's good. But the rest of it is just you and me. We got staying power. It's bad. It's bad. I've tried to like it. It's bad. Apparently, those people haven't spent time with Paul Stanley. You know, some people just talk about it. I just do it. Paul's always talking about what he does and what I say. It's horrifically bad. Okay, here we go, guys. It's time for the Gallery of Bastards. Where are you? Did these get moved around? I think that they did. There it is. The Gallery of Bastards. Send me the shots, the sublime beings of words. The Gallery of Bastards. You share them with me, and I share with the world. I don't know if I got this. Oh, I didn't. We're starting it off. Yeah, let's start it off. I didn't get that. I'm glad I went back in time to see what I might have missed from the incomparable Mr. Blair. Look who it is. Nandor. Hey, Nandor. What are you doing there? Are you chewing on things, you bad doggy, you? So cute. Oh, what a beauty. Thank you, Jim, for that. What a great thing to do. Thank you so much. We love Nandor. He's in the Pantheon now. Look out. Thank you so much for that. Now we got next up in the list is Mr. Drew. Happy Monday from K. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for some K, my friends? Look at this. Look at this beautiful lady. What a beautiful ladybug. I'm going to go full screen on that. Shouldn't I? Cinema layout. Look at her. Look at our super beautiful K. Look at you. She's finding her spots, picking her territories. She's got big wide eyes. She's looking great, Drew. Thank you to Heather and Andrew, the whole family. Thank you so much for being such beautiful people and the custodian of this life that is so precious to not only you, but to the rest of us now. Thank you so much. She's a treasure. There's my favorite lady on TV used to say, a treasure. It's Kay. We love her. We love our Kay. And this is for the Gallery of Bashtards. This is what he saw in the store. And hey, it's watch time and it's First Omega and Space Time. They did not have any on the bracelet, as he said. But man, I gotta say, looking pretty good on that brown leather. The black one's fine, but the brown is everything to me. If you're not going to have it on a bracelet, I think that's the way to do it. And just look at the way it pops with the Fotina. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah. And you must have giant hands, Dave Fahrenheit 451, because that's a big crown. He said that he thought that the small crown was hard to wind. That's a pretty big crown. I mean, it is. Speedmaster crowns. It's not big on the reduced, but it's pretty big on the regulars. We need to talk. I don't want to talk. I do, though, indeed. Thank you for that. That's Drew at the Omega shops in Las Vegas. Uh-oh, somebody's giving Andrew a hard time. What's going on? What's going on here? You being judged? He says, I feel like I'm being judged. Wow. Yeah, crazy. She's sitting on her tuffet. That's what he said. I feel like I am being judged. Senor waiting for me to go to bed. Oh. Is that what they do? They play footsie with you before they go to bed? Is that what they do? Oh. You beautiful baby cat. Beautiful. Thanks, Andrew. I think we got one more. Let's see. I think there was 3. There was. Senor and Morgana hate each other for 10 years, but just started getting closer on my side of the bed. How interesting is that? Okay. I guess that can happen. When I got Laverne, I still had Murray, and he wasn't that thrilled with her. She was cool with him. Oh, now that doesn't look like they're getting along at all. That looks like a hissy fit to me. Yeah. That's kind of a fuck off thing. Keep your distance. That's a shame. Oh my God. That's a war face. I don't know if I don't know how much closer they're getting. Maybe in proximity, but I don't know about the rest of it. How about a little bit from our resident artist, our artist in residence, Sir Julian. Somebody sent us some shots from his gallery of incredible photography art. Can I admit to liking Pret a Manger? Not here, but when I'm in England, I've been in there a couple. I like them in airports. I like their egg and rocket sandwich with a cup of tea and a packet of crisps. I like it. Is that a bird just swooping in? Is this like the Hitchcock? I think it kind of is. Wow. This is classic Julian with the contrast and the shadows. The shadows. Walk in the shadows. That is a haunted house if I ever saw one. Where did you go to do this, Joel? Amazing. I don't want to go. That's boarded up. That's a spooky house. Spooky. Only Julian could make grates on a pavement look this interesting. Look at that. If that's what that even is, it could be something completely different. Could be something completely different. Wow. That's amazing. This is high art, my friend. Really interesting. Beautiful. No parking. They even have to ask somebody if there's parking. So why would they write that? No parquejo. 48. That does not look like England. Look at the numbers on the door. Is that a brothel? Oh, look at this. These are blinds. Not the Venetian style, but blinds nonetheless. Just realized that I'm on Wi-Fi. I forgot to turn that off. How did I do that? Wow, that's cool. Now, did you catch it just like that, or did you manipulate it to look that way? You never know with Julian, and he's got a million secrets. And that's the thing. How did I do that? How did that happen? How did that happen? Where was I? I missed it. Here we go. Let me go in there real quick. I hit the wrong button. Let me go back to. I didn't feel like it was done. I knew it wasn't. Beautiful. New construction, but the windows look old. Isn't that interesting? Cemetery gates. That is ominous. What is going on there? Were you in a cemetery? Oh, wow. I love when he does the people on the street stuff. Wow. That guy got like half his shirt up? Or is he just wearing a bag or something? Look at the stuff. He's got a bunch of umbrellas. He's got a dolly. Look at that. Wow. I tell you, at one time those shoes look like a well-crafted boot. Wow, that's a beautiful, that's an album cover, Julian. Wow. That's unbelievable. There it is. Julian, let me make sure I had that right because it kept messing with me and I hate when it does that. I hate when it does that. Let's go to the very end. Make sure I got it all in there. Ladies and gentlemen, our own resident and artist in residence, Julian. I always try to pick a favorite out of them. I'm going to say it's this guy. I love this one. It's incredible. Very emotional piece, man. Beautiful. Thank you, Sir Julian. Do a show in London. We'll all come. We'll all come. Tequila Tuesday with a bit of Speedy from our own Dino. And my favorite beer in the world, which is, I know I say I like pissy beer, but that's my favorite beer. It always was. With Espelon. I used to sell Espelon. I made many an Espelon margarita in my day with a nice big Nuki Brown, man. I've always loved it. There used to be a place in my neighborhood that sold it. Not here, but when I was growing up, which is, 8 miles away. It was called Little King, and they had all these great beers from all over the world. And that was at a time when the only imports, I'm talking about the 80s, imports at the time, Beck's, Heineken, and that's about it. Maybe it's Spaten, or is it Spitten? I think it's Spaten. He didn't see very many imports. It was all Bud and Miller and brands that we don't have anymore, like Ballantine and Rheingold and Schaefer. It was Americans used to drink American beer, and then I don't know what happened. But I used to love Newcastle Brown. I still do. It used to come in a brown bottle. Now it doesn't, but that's great. With his Speedmaster, look at that on 3861. Look at that, amazing. Love that watch. Looks great. You got a big wrist because you know what? 42 mil looks just about right on you. Amazing. I didn't realize it's all the hoeing he does. And by hoeing, I mean hoeing in the garden. Beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful. It's a great shot. Hey, it's Mr. Bob Randolph, Speedy Tuesday. Pics here. First two are better. Of the new Dolce Vita, not sure, worth showing. It's all worth showing. Hey, man, the Bashers had everything to do with it. Isn't that great? Isn't that so cool that we got involved in Bob's big Longines purchase? It's gorgeous. You'll get used to that crown without the knurling. You'll get used to it. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Elegant. Oh, hello. I like that. Looking great on that nylon strap, nylon and leather combo. Woof. Blue. Listen, nothing looks better. Nothing looks better on any strap than a Speedy. Absolutely crazy. Look at that. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. She's a beauty. She's 1 in a million, girl. Beautiful. Look at that. Couldn't go. Did you change the strap again? Oh, look at that. Look at the Longines on the wrist. It couldn't look more beautiful, Bob. Congratulations. We're also happy for you. Wow. That looks so great on you. It's so elegant and so timeless. It really is. What a beautiful, beautiful watch. Of course, I'm a Speedy guy, but look at that. That's it, man. You're done. I know you have a lot of heavy hitters too, but beautiful. Listen, that watch is $1,700, give or take, plus or minus whatever area. automatic movement, blued hands. It's absolutely beautiful, beautiful sapphire crystal, beautiful design, elegant as hell. EAF, elegant as bleep. It's gorgeous. And the sector dial is definitely where it's at. And I corrected myself. It's not Spectre, it's the sector dial. I much prefer this because otherwise it looks a little bit too much like a Cartier. Beautiful. What a watch. Congratulations. It's great. It's absolutely beautiful. Andy M says you're gonna just get the Longines Jonesing. You're gonna be all crazy for the Longines, and I believe it, man, because they're beautiful watches. Thank you, Bob. You deserve it. And the Bashers were involved. Everybody helped him pick it out, and you guys convinced him to get it on a black strap. How about that? Warm sake at Musashi today. It's panel. You and me, we got panel power. Couldn't resist because we were talking about you got, I got what it takes to work it. I was like, Freddie, nah, don't do that. Don't do that, man. Keep that for the mine shaft. We don't need that. We don't need that. Very nice. I have not been out for Japanese in 100,000 years. 100,000 years. That's for Drew B. And Melly C. Because they're the only two who will get it. I think, but I could be wrong. Enjoy that sake. I'm not a sake guy, but I love Japanese food. I love to get this thing called the Medusa roll. And it comes with, I think, salmon, but I always say hold the salmon because I don't eat fish. And I get it with avocado instead. And what it is an inside-out roll, rolled in sesame seeds, caramelized onion, and blackened jalapenos. And it's a little bit spicy, and there's an avocado in the center. Oh, man, is that good. It is pretty good stuff. I haven't gotten it in a really, really, really long time. And it's great. There's a place not far from me that has it. Maybe Dana will want to go there. We've been there many a time together. iBasher Picture Gallery. Dirk, a few Bronson plus his new Catio now made. This is from Mart. Oh, look at this. The installation of the Catio. This is great. Mimi's got a great Catio too. What a great thing to do. What a great thing to do. It's the greatest thing in the whole wide world. Because when you have an indoor cat and you're afraid it's going to get injured or eaten or any of those things, you make a Catio so it's got a place to go hang out. Once a cat lives in your house, they're not dying to get out. They're dying for sunshine, food, water, and love. And that's it. They believe me, they start to love it. And a Catio is the ultimate. Ultimate. That is beautiful, Mart. What a beautiful job. Hey, Bronson. Look at that. That goes to show you how big a bastard this guy is. Holy, is he a beautiful big cat? Holy cow. He's scoping it out and going, this will work. Make some adjustments here or there. You'll get a list of ideas, right? It's unbelievable. Is that a sous vide? Do you have a sous vide, Mart? Is that what that is? I have a feeling that that's a sous vide. Oh man, if that's what that is, I'm like really impressed because that's a very, very, very specialized thing. Unbelievable. Look at I'll take this if you don't mind. Unbelievable. Great shots. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Look, it's an aerial shot. Oh, it's a bread maker. Okay. It looked like a sous vide. I was like, oh crap. I'm like an old-fashioned Italian lady. I just dig into the dough and I slop it around my countertop. A bread machine would be great. I just don't have the room for it. Look at this. Look at you, you beautiful baby. Always so stately and so regal, and it's very rare we get to see Bronson in this super baby playful mode with the feet up. Look at the little feet. Amazing. These are great. Thank you so much. Look at the size of him. It's amazing. Thank you, Mart. Incredible. Great shots. Thank you so much for those. Gallery of Bashtards finally can participate in Speedy Tuesday. Oh, Machine had one of those on yesterday during Watch Fashion Police. I'm your Venus, you're the fire, your desire. Doesn't that look so pretty on Drew? Now, if you notice the difference, because I'm a nerd, they went out of their way to make it look like a Speedmaster 38, which has long been considered to be the lady Speedmaster. They made it in this pale pink, which is fine, but why didn't they just make it in a 34 or a 36 so it could be really great? But they even did the subdials just the way they do the Speedy 38. You couldn't look prettier, Drew. It's so pretty. It's so pretty on you. You get that from, listen. He loves the first Omega in space, but look what he just got for Christmas. You don't need to watch for a while, my friend. I mean, you've got some serious bragging rights right now. Kay in repose. Look at this. She looks so comfy and happy in her beautiful home. Oh, look at this. Look at this shot. Do you know, no matter how many of those I got and threw around the house, Laverne never took to them. I don't know why, but she didn't. Look at her. Oh, she's an angel. She's an angel. An absolute angel. Look how happy she is. Have you introduced them? Or you're gonna wait. You're gonna wait a while, right? I know at one time you're gonna have to do that, but this is close to all-time Basher shot. Not only just because of her story, but because the composition is pretty great. That's a beautiful shot in the contrast. We love RK. Thank you, Drew. Oh man, that's beautiful. Beautiful. And it did look really pretty on you. And I'm not just saying that. Handmade black leather strap for the Planet Ocean with orange stitching. Surprise card wallet gift from M. Pigeon. Friend's cat. Battery dead. Uh-oh. Amazing. She is a supermodel, Kay. Andy M says that Kay is a supermodel. She is. She takes such beautiful pictures. She's been waiting all this time. Very nice wallet. Ooh, look at that strap under there. Looks really juicy. Ooh, that's beautiful, man. Wow. Orange is my favorite color. It looks great. The M Pigeon bespoke leather. Bespoke. Very, wow, fancy stuff. Beautiful. Wear it in good health. These are gorgeous. For the Planet Ocean. Can't wait to see it on the Planet Ocean. And a friend's cat. A beautiful cat nonetheless. What's the cat's name? Can we find out? Because, we know all the cats' names. Let's keep it that way. Melly C Madness, Mork and Mindy Madness. A lot of M's going on. Melly C, Andy M, and of course the Mork and Mindy Show. It's the Mork and Mindy Show. Hey, Mork. Look at you. Do you guys have a projector? Or is that like a whiteboard? That's interesting. Looks like an old-fashioned projector. You're going to watch some home movies. Look at Mork. Oh, so quizzical, so beautiful. He went through a lot of hard times last year with his surgeries. I'm so happy to see our Basher cats looking so great. You're a Basher cat. Basher cat. Back chat. Basher cat. Cool cat. You're a Basher cat living in the city with the full hat. Look at the ears on you. You're going to fly away. You're like Sister Patril. Joe LaFaro will get that reference. And he'll probably be the only one that does. Sister Patril. You're beautiful. We love you, Mork. Incredible. Oh, and there's the lady getting her heat on, looking beautiful. You're a beautiful lady. We love you. Hi, honey. Where is she now? She wasn't happy on the radiator, so there she is. Unbelievable. Oh, look at you, you honey pie. She knows where the warmth is. They always know where to find the warmth. And it was usually in the crevasse. Oh, beautiful. Mork and Mindy Madness, everybody. Oh, we love you guys. Superstars. You guys are superstars. I love how many superstar kitty cats we have on the show, and a couple of doggies too, but mostly that. Mostly. Ray says to YouTube, oh, it's a video. Why won't that let me download that? Why won't it? Ray, let me see. Is it something? Let me see. Hold on. Give me a second. Ray sent me something. I'm looking to see if I can open it. What is it? Okay, hold on. I'm going to share it. Here it is from Ray.
What's your name? Fuck you, Ezekiel. Fuck you. You better not bring my mother.
You better not bring my mother into this. You're a twisted creature. Ray. Really funny. And he sent a picture of some of his stuff. Let's take a look. For Sister Patril. I knew you would know who that is, Joe. Oh my God. So it recently got remastered and put back on television. So I started watching it. And oh man. Woof. 2-time Oscar winner. His collection of stuff. What do you got? It's Cark. It's Cark Week in Ireland 2016. Look at this great stuff. Great collection of stuff. Looking great. You got Celtic Glory there. I love those glasses. Those are great looking glasses. What are those? Vornays? Very cool there, Ray. It's our very own Ray. Very own Ray. Hitesh, screenshot of the missing. Oh, great. Thank you very much. Thank you, Hitesh. I will be sending that just so everybody knows that this is the very beginning. I can't believe you did that. You're the best, man. Thank you for doing that. Just so you all know, this is what's missing. That was it. That's how it went this morning. And there was Andrew's super chat. Thank you so much. I will get on that right after the show. Thank you. Joe LaFar, 2 of my faves. Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember this episode very well because I'm a big Magnum PI guy. Huge. Amazing. Could you imagine that? You know, I read Tom Selleck's book and it was he talks about Sinatra, which was very, very cool. But it was kind of a disappointing book. I really was looking forward to like way more inside stuff. And he didn't really get into it. I read everybody's autobiography. I love them all. Great. Incredible. 2 legends. Yeah, I love them. I love them. Mr. Lassick. Hi, Dirk. 5-digit Pepsi today on the wrist. Gonna catch some of the show live. Here he is. Oh, look at this. Oh, boy. Well, listen, guys. You know that when it comes to GMTs and it comes to Pepsis, that's certainly my wheelhouse. If I was ever to go down that road, it would definitely be the anodized aluminum bezel because that's the way I like it. I just like that. I especially love the faded ones, the 1675. This is beautiful. Now, Jim Lassick's got gigantic paws. You ever have a problem getting a watch over if you're still live on the show? You ever have a problem getting it on there? And look, he's got his Milgauss right there. His white Milgauss. I see it in the corner with a loop. Look at that. That's an amazing, beautiful. A vulgar display of Rolex. Thank you, Jim. You're the best, man. We love you. Love you a lot. Thomas, Olean HB1 made in Ireland. Okay. It's a beauty. I think kicks the ass of the Speedmaster. Okay. You could say that all you want. You could say it all you want. But let's have a look at it. I don't know it. Don't know this watch. It's very, oh yeah, look at that. It's a very cool looking watch. Beautiful. Oh, look, you can see all the stuff that's skeletonized underneath that. Look at that. Made in Ireland. Wow. I don't know this watch. Great big crown. That's a big plus. I love how the stuff's on the inside. Looks cool. Great looking watch. Kind of has the Patek set up at the top. Very attractive watch, man. What size is that, may I ask? Or did you say so? Is it just one shot? Oh, wow. Well then. Wow. Made in Ireland. Look at that. Look at that movement. Looks pretty impressive. Look, there's a harp. You have to put a harp in an Irish watch, right? They include the harp. Look at this. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Wow. It's very Le Mans-esque, isn't it? Beautiful piece, man. Thank you for that. I will check that watch out. I know nothing about it. I love that. I love watches that are stuff like we've never seen before. Let me read your whole thing. It's pronounced Elon. Okay, great. No, and I should have known that, like Elon Pipes. I should have been aware of that. HP1 made for. Oh, it's John McGonigal. Oh, is that right? Okay, got it. It's a chronograph. Oh, it's 38,000 euros. Well then. Okay. I guess I won't be checking that out. Holy shimagoli, that's a lot of dough. That's a lot of dough, Thomas. Kojak Kronos, here it goes. Look at this. This is great. It's just what you wanted. It's an Accutron. That was the watch. The pulsars and the Accutrons. Amazing. Well, hello, Speedy. Well, hello, Speedy. That is just still impossible to get. Still really hard to get. So beautiful. Who doesn't? Everybody loves that watch. You love that watch, right, Dino? Okay. Oh, he's got 3 Monacos. Look at that. So you guys know everything and I don't know. Okay. Look, 3 Speedies. Oh, no, that's a, oh, no, that's not. That's a Tudor. There you go. Great. He's got the classic right there. Okay. I mean, hey, man, that's what I love it. We love what we love. Beautiful. Beautiful shots, man. I like that one the best. I'm just saying. I like that the best. But that's very cool and very on trend, as they say. It's very on trend. Beautiful. Snoopy video. Let's see what YouTube is telling me I can do. One moment, Kojak. I can down. Oh, okay. Great. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Here's a video, guys. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. I mean, it's a crazy complication, isn't it? It's crazy that that's on there. There he goes. I'll meet you on the dark side of the moon. That's fantastic, man. Thank you so much for that. See how detailed he is? He's so detailed. Steve McLeod says, sorry, I'm late. Well, you're never late. I'm still doing it, man. We're still here an hour and a half into the show. Listen, it's Speedy Tuesday. We do what we want. This is quite beautiful. Oof, look at that. Anybody want to go for a dip? Wow. That's amazing. Amazing. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you, Steve. Oh, and a picture of Jensen. My best buddy underwent surgery, partial liver lobectomy, and I had to wear a onesie to stop him from licking his stitches. Oh, baby. Oh, my God. Oh, look at you. Oh, look at you, you baby doll. Oh, are you beautiful? You just want to grab that big snout and cover him with kisses, which I'm sure you do every day. Aw. How is he doing? Is he healing up well? He's got to have the bodysuit. Like Kay had the bodysuit with the drain on it. It was heartbreaking to look at, but we knew she was getting the best medical care. Oh, you're a beauty. Thank you for sharing. What's his name again? Let me see what it says. What's his name? Jensen. Oh, hi, Jensen. You could be a star too. Oh, and it is a projector. Look at it. I was right. It is a projector. You know, I was half joking, but it's cool. I love that you guys have a projector. How cool is that? What a great thing to have. And they look amazing now. Look at that. Thank you so much. You guys rule. Everybody, thanks for the Gallery of Bastards. What a great Gallery of Bastards today. You guys rule the world.
The Gallery of Bastards. Send me the shots, the sublimely absurd. The Gallery of Bastards. You share them with me, and I share with the world.
Joe LaFaro, 1999 for Sister Betrayal. Yeah, I knew you'd get it. I just knew you'd get it. And there's no way you wouldn't have. Mega Super Chat. Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much, so much. So we don't sound like total weirdos. Sally Field started her career out as like a beach girl on a show called Gidget. And it made her famous, but as a bimbo kind of beach girl. It's like Moondoggie and all this stuff. Way before any of our times. Like the late 50s or 60s. It was early. But in the 70s or late 60s, early 70s, she was in a show called Flying Nun. And it was about a nun who's ditzy and can't get her act together. And she's constantly making, well, it's kind of based on how do you solve a problem like Maria from The Sound of Music. Anyway, she found out because she had this big habit on, this kind of crazy San Sebastian habit. Whenever she got caught in a downwind, she would be able to fly. So she was essentially the flying nun, and her name was Sister Betrayal. And it's a thing from our childhood, and we're probably just idiots about it, but it's really funny. And I was like, I know who's going to get this one. And that's about as far as it's going to go. But thank you so much for that. Ray says, at least Will Smith and his wife's kid not affected by his mom. He had a nice hat. Oh, yeah. Somebody said that he was wearing a mobile glory hole, and I almost peed in my pants when I saw that. I was like, his sister Willow. I'm trying to think. Let me go find the name of that song, that Willow song. Willow Smith album. I think it was called the same thing. It was called, yeah, that's the album, Empathogen. And what was the name of the song on there? A Symptom of Life. Check that out, man. It's incredible. Really jazzy, great vocals, super musical. It's very advanced. I loved it. So I think that she's got talent. He's talented too. He's just, he's got the Smith chair. And that's the real problem, Oh, introduced to all the cats today. It appears they are all going to accept her. Yay. So grateful for that. I guess you just got to keep a watch. Just, she's a three-legged lady, I guess, right? So, I mean, not, back legs. That's their worst weapon, when they do that and then they do the back leg thing. It's the worst thing. I used to say, hey, no back legs, no back feet, no back feet. Because that's always when the damage gets done, Beautiful Kay. Oh, we're so in love with her. She just gives me so much joy. Andy M says, Drew B, they are all either now really old or dead now, so they may give Kiss fans. Yeah, that's true. Is Kay beside the heating vent? Very clever girl. That's what they do. Cats are not stupid. They know where the sun and the heat is. They find it. Dean says, when I said he's hoeing around, all the hoeing that he does, because he's a gardener. Thomas Burnett, lovely Longine. Melly C, lovely Longine. Andy M says, hoeing in the garden doesn't sound much better. Just sounds like open air naughtiness. The Brits have a word for it, and I'm not going to say it here on the show, or should I? And I just recently found out what it was called, and I went, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to be a gentleman. But I just found out about that. Public naughtiness has a name, and it's a British name, British word. And I went, what's that? And then I found out. And I went, oh my God. Andy M says, amazing Longine, the start of the Longine collection. Here it comes. Glenn says, at Dean, great beer and watch. Yeah, I would love to have one of those, man. That Longine is to lust after, says Ray. Yeah, well, get your tongue out, baby, and start lusting. Listen, it's within reach, man. That's a watch that's a time that watch will last you for a lifetime. It's beautiful design, beautifully made, the great movement, incredible watch. You can wear that for a lifetime, and then your kids can wear it and all that stuff. Amazing stuff. Or, whomever you decide should get it in the end. It's crazy stuff. Sorry to have taken so long. What did you take long for? Take long for what? Listen, anything you think you've done, you haven't done. because you've done so much, not only for Kay, but for the rest of us. Like it's affected us all, man. How do you know if it's an indoor cat? Open the back door and see what happens. Yeah, that's one thing. I'm petrified of doors. I'll tell you why. Many years ago, when I had my dog, she was about a year old, and we rented a house in Forest Hills. This goes to show you how long ago this was, 30 years ago. And 33 or 4 years ago, because I've lived here for 33 years. And I was upstairs because my bedroom was up in the front, and I saw we had a roommate at the time because we were renting this house, and my friend Roy had kids, and he had custody of his kids, so they had like the second floor, and we had the top floor, and then everything else was shared. And I saw them all leaving, and somebody left the door open, and I saw my dog go out the door because they left the door open. And I ran down the stairs, and she was nowhere to be found. She disappeared. I was heartbroken. Me and my brother went around in a rainstorm and put up all these signs all over the place because I couldn't find my dog. I didn't know where she went. And the very next day, after spending 3-4 hours out looking for my dog, I come home and she's in my backyard. My neighbor saw a woman with her and said, "Hey, that's my neighbor Dirk's dog." And they said, "Oh, no, it's not. We found her." And like, yeah, because somebody let her out the door. One of his roommate left the door open, and I got her back. And I've been very paranoid about doors ever since. So, it's crazy. This is the way I am. Dean, this is his vomit for the Venus, Drew B. But you know what? He gets a free pass to do whatever he wants, He definitely does. That's just how it works. Tracy Ferris. Hey, Tracy Ferris. That Longines is stunning. Yeah. Hey, Tracy. Great. Well, haven't seen you in the show much. Welcome to the show, as Paul would say. The Pepsi is cool. Ray is loving it. Funky chronograph. You have $38,000. Thursday. Lovely Snoopy, Kojak, Super Hamilton, Retro Heaven. Nice watch box and tip-top collection. Drew B says, I tried on the Exact Tag Monaco Titanium. The lighter weight made it wear better despite the thick case. It is a thick case. It's a thicker case. But listen, it's an iconic watch. It's what else do they have going for them, really? That watch, since they became Tag, and now everybody calls them Tags, and they were Hoyer for almost all of its life. They make great watches. They make beautiful watches. They just like I said, it's like the Breitling situation. Breitling needs a really great I think they should get John Hamm. I think they should get somebody like him whose career isn't as big as it used to be, but he's still a cool man, and guys want to be manly and girls want to be with him. And I think he'd look great wearing a Breitling. They need an ambassador because Brad Pitt totally screwed them. They had Brad Pitt, but he's wearing Rolex and Patek Philippe. No, we have a contract. It's like whenever I see Gaga on a Yamaha, she's a Steinway artist. She's technically not supposed to do that. Makes me mad. I don't like it. Lovely puppy. Yeah, we all love Jensen. Look, Jensen, cool car, even cooler pup. Beautiful. Oh, Melly C. I'm not going to say it. I didn't know what that was. I don't know about all the stuff. Cotton earbuds. There you go, Dean. It's a cotton bud. Right. It's a Q-tip. Sorry to have taken so long. Oh, that's how stupid I am. I'm sorry to have taken so long, but this is my 100,000 years. Right. Of course it was. I put it out there and I didn't even do the connection. That's so funny. It's so crazy. Oh, man. Beautiful Longines. Drew B says, haha, still waiting on a Daytona. Drew's not. Sorry, Drew B, but the lady with the wrench is not here. That's okay. I get a platinum Daytona. Oh, you want the Platona? Is that what you want? Ooh, wow. That's expensive. Kojak Chrono says he's healed up really well and he's been jumping around like a young pup, even though he's almost 13. We're just making sure he has a good quality of life. And you will, because you're a beautiful person. Thank you so much. Guys, what an incredible show. Thanks, everybody who came in. Thank you so much, Jim and Joe, for the super chats, and Andrew and Buddy L. Thank you so much. I know that they took them away from the chats and we can't see them now, but I can't thank you guys enough. I'll be back tomorrow for Grail Watch Wednesday. I have court tomorrow with you know who. I'm trying to trying to figure out a way to get this over with because it's just enough already. It's just enough. It's a year and a half enough. I've just had enough. And I hope they throw the book at her and all that stuff. But you know how it is. So that's my deal for tomorrow, guys. Thank you so much for a beautiful show. And I'll be back tomorrow, Grail Watch Wednesday. I already have a new thumbnail because I did a bunch today. And you guys rule. So, guys, remember to hold the door open. Remember to say please and thank you. And remember, if you encounter somebody who's not so nice, give them the benefit of the doubt. Because you know what? They could be going through something really terrible, you know, like a divorce or court or a sickness or any of that stuff. But when you find out that they're not and they're just a nasty person, then you know they're just a